Great. Um, Greetings from Christmas magazine. Thank you for being here. It's a
My
pleasure to
pleasure.
have you. You are one of the most beautiful voices in our days in the metal
Thank you.
community. You've worked with many legendary bands over the years. How do you approach collaborating with different bands and have that distinct sound? How you play with all the bands?
Well, first of all, I was lucky enough to play. I mean, the 99% of the bands I joined during the last 10 years, I was a big fan of them. So, so for me, it was easy in the way that I knew the music and I knew the songs. So, and obviously, it was an honor for me to work with the guys. And but then, yeah, you need to be just you need to listen what the musicians want from you, and that's in the musical side is very easy. For me, the most important thing working with such a legends like Richie Blackmore, Michael Schenker, Adrian Vandenberg, and many others is to know how to behave in a
Yes.
professional way with them. You know, is just to know them and to apply and your performance what they like, what they don't like. Also, is very important. So in the way you know how to manage to work with them, it's very easy.
Sunstorm have a history of involving lineups. How did you put your stamp on the band's music?
Well, obviously, I know the most of the people they know Sunstorm because of the previous singer, and obviously the people gonna compare. But you know, always you need to. There is a fine line. It happens to me many times playing with Rainbow and Schenker and all those stuff. You know, singing songs from other singers. And there is a fine line where you can move in between of not to try to copy what it was done, and but also not to go too far away from the previous releases. So there is a little gap where you can move in between putting your own stamp. Obviously, I think at this point everybody knows when they're listening a song if I am singing or not. You know, it's my voice became very recognizable through the years.
Yes.
Um, the other people is, you know, sometimes they say sounds like Dio, sounds like this, sounds like that. But they know that it's Ronnie Romero singing, so it's in that way it's becoming very easy for me. But then I have high respect of all the previous singers I was trying to fill the shoes, you know. So when in this specific case with Sandstorm, I know the people they love Jolene Turner and they love the records he did with Sunstorm. So even when my voice is a little bit more aggressive, I try to go more melodic in the way to respect the kind of music we are doing.
In November, the band will release the album Restless Fight. Who is
Yeah.
responsible for the lyrics and the music?
There is a mix of different songwriters and musicians involved. It's
Ah,
Aldo, yeah, it's Aldo Lonobile from Frontiers. It's also Alessandro Del Vecchio, even if, when he's not working in the band anymore, and he's not working in Frontiers anymore. He wrote a couple of songs, also very good songs, and there is another two or three different songwriters, external songwriters. So the idea was to do uh, a little come back to the early records from Sunstorm and not to go so hard, but a little bit more melodic. And so, yeah, we were trying with different songwriters for that.
how long it took to conclude the album, to finish it?
Uh, in my case, it was very easy. I am I am well known with many producers because I used to work very fast. For me, it's very easy to go to the studio when I have the right indications, and you know, and I can record an album in 3 4 days. For me, that's
Really?
enough.
Wow.
Yeah, because yeah, one of the things is I'm not the kind of singer who goes to the studio and just hang around trying to figure it out what to do. I prepare myself for a couple of weeks here at home, learning the songs, learning the lyrics, and practicing. And then when I go to the studio, is just about to record the songs, 3, 4 songs per day, and it's very quickly. So it's for me it was very fast. But also I think even the mixing and the mastering and everything, it was very fast because we were very clear with what we wanted for the record. So the songs are easy to listen, and it was easy to record, and it sounds great.
How would you describe the new album to the fans of Sunstorm?
Yeah. Well, in the previous 2 records, we tried to go a little bit away from the previous releases with Joel and Turner, and we went, I would say, harder, in the rock style, a
Mm-hmm.
little bit more metalish, not total metal, of course, but it was more heavy. In this case, we wanted to go back a little bit for the more melodic stuff, and it more the riff and guitar voice oriented kind of band. So you can listen in all the songs that the most important is the guitar and the vocals and the melody. So I would say this is a very hard rock melodic new album.
Um, Music is deeply personal experience, and from musician and from the fans. What's your philosophy about music?
Music is something that connects people. That's the most important thing, and it's also very important to know for the singers, because a singer is the face of the band, is the face of the music, and is a
Yes.
guy who is telling a story actually. So you need to try to convince the people that they like the story you are telling, and for that you need to be deeply connected with the story you are singing in this case. Um, so for me, it's something about connection with people. People is over all of political differences, religious differences, any differences. There is no different people in the music industry. It's just the music, and this is the point where you connect to everybody. So for me, for example, when I record an album or when I do a show, is about to connect with the people and to make them feel at least for 1 hour while they're listening the album, or for 1.5 hours when they are in a show, uh, to make them to forget, the normal life, the problems and all this stuff, and just to be happy for an hour. And that's the music is all about. In my opinion, it's to release people from the real world, and try to make a better world just for this limited time we have normally musicians, which is about 75 minutes on a record, 90, 100 minutes in a show.
What are the plans for the band after the release of the album?
Well, actually, the Sandstorm is a kind of a band who doesn't make tours. We did actually, I did, like a couple of years ago, we did one show only, um, in Scotland, if I remember correct. But it's not a band in demand for touring. So for us, it's just to make music in the studio and to release the music. Even if, in the future there comes a couple of shows, that could happen. But for now, it's just a studio project.
Only the release now. When
Sorry?
you are touring
Yeah.
with other bands, what is the most important thing that you want to have according to do a tour?
Well, there is many things actually, because to make a tour it's very hard. Despite what the people think that we're just having fun and having party every day and every night, and just having fun. It's not like that. It's totally the opposite. It's a big responsibility to go every day in a different city, for the people who is paying a ticket to see you
Yes.
perform in the 100% of your conditions. It's a big responsibility. So uh, to reach that level, you need to have many things like obviously, it's especially for singers, to sleep very well, to have proper food as much as we can, and uh, and then the rest is to go on tour, especially long tours, to go with people you can actually connect, really connect. It's really hard to go on tour for a month or 2 months or even 3 months with people that you don't actually fit, and that's very complicated. So that's why it's very important to try to choose the projects you are working with and the bands and the musicians you're working with, to choose them very well, because this is going to be your family outside your house. So that's for me the most important, to be around nice people, to have a good bed every night, or even a good uh, tour bus, and to have a coffee every morning, that you have a proper food every day, and then I can play 7, 8 shows in a row, no problem.
Is there any favorite song from the new album?
Yeah, there is a song, actually. It's going to be one of the singles. It's not released yet, but it's going to be probably the second single, because we shoot a video actually for that.
Oh,
It
really?
is yeah, it's a song called "Love's Not Gone." I think it brings back really the early Sunstorm from the first two records. So it's very melodic. The message on the lyric is very nice. So I think that people are really gonna like it.
Thank you for your time. Thank you very much for having
My pleasure.
Christmas. Uh, I hope the album will be great and doing great for the fans. And I hope to see you in Greece singing
I
that
will,
album.
I will go there at some point. We are doing some shows next year with Gas G.
Ah,
So
yes, I
yeah,
know.
we will be around for sure.
Oh, really? I'm very happy
Yeah,
about that. Thank you so much. And
my
I
pleasure.
will send Barbara everything about the interview. Thank you.
Exactly. Say hi to, I call him Babsi Mama, just in case.
Babsi